Hello, and welcome to Killfooder's Crazy Channel. I don't know, I just wanted to say that. Just trying to, yeah, whatever. Alright, before we get in this whole thing, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm trying to rush as fast as possible because I'm already late to get on Twitch. Scheduling. Fun stuff. Alright. Anyways, in the past couple episodes, I've been talking about Elder Scrolls lore. Today's race is going to be the Dwemer Race, or the People of the Deep. We're going to get to know a little bit more about them, get a little bit more about where they came from and why they're such douchebags in the world of Tamerial. Also, we're going to be talking about, there's something in my fucking eye. There's, we're going to be talking about Destiny lore. My second rant today. I mean, I've been ranting on about Destiny, probably about in the last episode too. A little bit. Got a little pissed off. Got to cool down just a little bit. Today we're going to talk about just a little bit more. I've already talked about the main storyline, which to me gives you just a recap. In the timeline of Destiny. Basically, before we even play the video game, this is exactly what happened. Humanity is losing resources on Earth, so we try to expand. When we expanded, we found a great powerful source called the Traveler. The Traveler gave us vast knowledge and technology to expand even further by colonizing other planets. Whether we destroyed the alien race that was already there, or blah 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 blah, I don't know. They won't give us anything. That's the thing about Destiny, is that they gave us a bit of a plot, and then they just drop it off like that. Boom, just whatever you think and imagine in your fucking head, that's what happened. I don't fucking know. Anyways, and then that was called the Golden Age. So during those great colonization times, the Golden Age happened. Alright, and then the Great Collapse, aka the darkness, came to devour back the universe and in search of the Traveler, its arch enemy. And came with the darkness is 4 particular alien races that worshipped it, and within the darkness there is other gods that apparently are pretty badass. Oryx is one of them that we're going to be talking about today. Anyways, after the Great Collapse, during that giant war, the Traveler, I guess, just decided to stand back and watch, and then announced that there should be a person to regulate, you know, the war and the Guardians. So the Speaker was born. The Speaker started developing creatures known as ghosts. These ghosts were designed to go resurrect the fallen Guardians after years of torment and pain and blah blah blah. Resurrected certain amount of Guardians to basically wield the power of the light to guard the last city of Earth. But anyways, that's where we picked up. And basically, the Guardian's job was to eliminate connections to these enemy alien races' gods, so that they couldn't draw any more power. However, in search of all during this thing, we found out that they're not just using the god's power, but they're using pieces from the Traveler, the shards of the Traveler. The Hive was one of them, and that's what we're going to talk about in this one. How the Hive actually used that shard against the Guardians. A lot of this storyline doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get why people are fascinated with this, because it's pretty much a half-assed idea, a half-assed storyline that's pretty much just presented to the board, and the board said, fuck it, let's just make a video game out of it. I think it's kind of sloppy. I mean, by all means, this channel is sloppy as shit right now. That's just because I'm beginning. Alright, I'm just now starting that, okay? I'm just now starting what I'm doing right now, this month, you know? So, as far as my, you know, knowledge on this type of thing is not very big. But Bungie has been making video games for a long time. Over 20 years they've been making video games. And I mean, even though they started off being weird video games, they still created video games for 20 years. And then now you're going to tell me that you're coming up with a half-assed idea and this is the best you got? I'm sorry, buddy, but if that's the best you can do, then damn, go back to whatever the fuck you were trying to go to school for and relearn your shit. Because it sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Destiny. You suck. You're not a good storyline. Not a good. Give me more in the definition. Okay. Anyways, I can go on and on and on. Today we're gonna leave off from there. basically, in the main storyline, before any expansions came out, our job as Guardians was to destroy the links, which we did. We destroyed all the links to Crota and his father Oryx. We destroyed the connection between the Vex Guardians with the Vex Lord. We destroyed the connection with a lot of stuff, with different types of races, even with the Fallen. Blah 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 blah. We did all this stuff. Later on, we find out that it doesn't mean shit. That we didn't make an impact in the universe. That we didn't do anything. In fact, we in turn helped out our enemy. So what does that make the Traveler? I don't know. I think that there's like 6 different people coming up with the storyline, and they chopped up every single one of them, and they put them all together, and that's what you got. The storyline gets even crazier in the expansion. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I'm going to talk about the Elder Scrolls. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But right now, I just want to ask you guys some questions, just to feed your brain just a little bit. One question: when was Sprite created? What year actually was Sprite created? All right. Who were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles named after? Like what were they named after? All right. And what was, from Marvel Comics, Venom's most frequent host? 3 questions. Who was Sprite? What year was Sprite created? Who were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles named after? And what was, from Marvel Comics, Venom's most frequent host? All right, just some facts in there. I'll throw them at the end. Right now, we're going to talk a little bit about the Dwemer. The Dwemer, aka the people of the deep, the dwarven elven race. Now, when you think of dwarves, you think of a lot of stuff. You think of technology. You think of small people. Well, these dwarves were no different from any other dwarf lore. They're very highly skilled with technology, very advanced culture. In fact, because of them, a lot of civilizations of the Mer were able to survive. Even though the Dwemer had a lot of conflicts with them, they didn't really believe it. They were kind of like stuck-up nerds. I believe whatever I believe, and you believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. That's fine, whatever, all right? But the Dwemer took action upon that. If people came up to them and said, I believe in this, they would kill them. Because of that fact, they thought that that might actually endanger their own people with those types of ideas, and they didn't want to do that. So the Dwemer were a very conflicted race, and they were not beloved by any means. But to talk about the Dwemer, we're going to go way back into the beginning of time. Now, Elder Scrolls Beginning of Time happened basically with this. There was the God Realm, or aka the Aedra Realm. And the Aedra Realm consisted of a lot of creatures and a lot of gods and a lot of even Daedric princes were involved in this immortal realm. Now, Lorcan was one of those particular gods that presented the idea to the Aedra. Basically, he wanted to create a mortal world. And what did the Aedra do? They said, fine, let's do it. So together, they created the mortal world. The Aedra had to give up a lot of their power to do this. And while doing that, they named it the Mundus Realm. Mundus Realm. The realm of mortals. That's basically what it means. First came from the mortal realm were Mer. Ancient elven creatures. Now, I just recently found out that I thought the Mer were the first created. I thought the Dwemer were created from the Mer. They weren't. They are actually the Dwemer. They were actually the first technical dark elves of the world. Mer were like the high elves, and the Dwemer were like the dark elves at this time. The Mer believed in god cultures. They believed in the culture of peace, tranquility, expanding. Dwemer believed in technological advances. They believed in that they can make themselves a better race rather than relying on supernatural powers. Even though those supernatural powers intertwined with their technology, they believed to more conquer it than proceed with it. All right, so the Dwemer were created alongside the Mer. The Mer were peaceful. They split off in different sections, creating all different types of races. The Dwemer, however, dug deep into the underground world of Tamerial, or the world of Nirn, and their search for power led them even further into their depths of their demise. Little did they know. Their greatest conflict out of the Mer were the Chamber. The Chamber were complete opposites from the Dwemer. The Chamber and the Dwemer kind of resided in the province of Morrowind. The Dwemer made the mountains their home of Morrowind, and the Chamber they made the surface world basically their home. The Chamber were an advanced, kind of like humans. They wanted to basically create a home somewhere and expand upon that. Resources and all they needed. Dwemer, however, saw that they were going to eventually meet up in odds because of these resources. So the Dwemer wanted to eliminate the problem. So over years and generations of war and famine and all these types of things, the Dwemer finally needed a permanent way out of this whole thing. The Chamber matched them even more, matched them as far as numbers, but outmatched them as far as combat. Even though the Dwemer had technology to fight with them, the Chamber had magic, and they had a lot of it. And because of that, a lot of other Mer races backed them up. Since the Dwemer weren't really loved and really cared for in the beginning, middle, and end, during each three eras of the beginning eras, they were basically cast aside, known as the people of the deep. Alright. The Dwemer only befriended one type of race, and that was the Snow Elves. That was the biggest mistake the Snow Elves ever did. The Dwemer were, at this point in the era of time, they were experimenting on other cultures and other races. In this case, they experimented on the Snow Elves with this toxic plant, which made the Snow Elves blind, and over time twisted their race up into what is now called the Falmer, or the Betrayed. So the Dwemer had a lot of responsible for a lot of demise and decay in the world of Nirn, and in the races of Nirn as well. So that's another thing too. The Dwemer were hated by a lot of people, and even though we read about them in the world of Nirn, they are still admired because of what they have accomplished and what they've done. So at this point in the eras of time, they are in constant war. And with the Dwemer, they try to find solutions within a problem, a permanent solution. So in this case, their permanent solution was they were dying off. And they did not want to die off like the Snow Elves did. They did not want to die off like most other elves did, including the actual race of Mer that were no more. Instead, they were spread out into other different races. High Elves, Dark Elves, Wood Elves, the Chamber, the Alliad, they were basically attached to all those other races. The Dwemer, however, did not want to do that. They didn't want to evolve from themselves. They thought them perfect as is. So what do? They tried to find a permanent solution by creating immortality within themselves. Now, they basically decided to study the world of Nirn before they did anything else. And when they studied upon the creation of Nirn, they found out that the Aedra seeked out power. The gods of this world seeked out power from a particular person known as Lorkhan. Lorkhan was basically responsible for creating the mortal world with the Aedra. Now, while creating this world, the Aedra had to take out big chunks of power from themselves, making them very weak. So Lorkhan took this upon himself to actually destroy a lot of Aedra and kill them and trick them by creating this world and making them vulnerable. So, making this happen, the Aedra still picked up enough strength to destroy Lorkhan and take out his heart, and just to mock him, they threw the heart down into the world of Nirn, never to be found, hidden from all other races. Now, the Dwemer, being the people of the deep, they were actually they were actually they were actually more capable of finding this heart or this artifact. Now, what we found out during our studies, the Sagetic order found out that the Dwemer had the abilities of telepathic communication. They were able to communicate telepathically with other people and actually read minds from other cultures. In doing that, they were able to read minds from dead cultures. And when they found out that there is an artifact from an immortal, they thought they can turn this artifact basically into a machine to create immortality. Now, during this thing, they were still fighting the Chamber on Red Mountain. They were still trying to find out that, in return, the Chamber were basically saying, look, there is no such thing as immortality. Stop this, and if you're going to keep doing this, if you're going to keep mocking us, we're going to create another vast war on you. After the first one, the Dwemer kind of exhausted itself. The second one, the Chamber basically charged in their home bases and destroying millions and millions of Dwemer culture, but only to find no one there. Just artifacts and ash. So when they charged in, hoping to find millions of Dwemer, they just found empty crevices and caves of nothingness. Also a lot of encaged Fulmer, as well as that. So, to believe that the Dwemer actually killed themselves may be one thing, or some people believe that the Dwemer became essence of life itself. Since Lockhorn was actually responsible for creating life, they believe that they became life itself. Or the third final option of what people start to think and beyond is that they were trapped into another realm. They went into a different realm, Lockhorn realm, the realm of the gods, basically. Who knows what really happened with them? Time will tell what will happen and what will going to be. As far as the timeline goes, right now in Elder Scrolls Online, this is about the time where the Dwemer folk are basically being subjected to researched. And this is where we're basically researching them right now. So whether they come back through the portal is up to Elder Scrolls Online to create a little bit of more lore for them. But there's a lot of ancient races in this world that aren't really explained fully. Now, unlike Destiny, which presented ideas, half-assed ideas, Elder Scrolls presented us with half-assed information for in-depth races. That's a big difference. Alright? They're not just saying, the Dwemer were the people of the deep, they found this artifact, and they died. They disappeared. No, they went in detail. They fought wars. They got into different aspects of time. They were actually, they believed in what they ate, what they hunted, what they did as far as culture, what they wore, robes and heavy armor, basically. They believed in a lot of things, and they gave us such detailed information about this race that, unlike Destiny giving us half-ass ideas and half-ass speculations for the world, they gave us a lot of inside information, and they left a lot of holes in there to where we can actually create our own projections of the Dwemer and what really happened with them. Everyone has their own opinion, and I think that Bethesda Studios gave us a great opportunity to use our imaginations. Destiny, however, presented us with a lot of holes and a lot of different areas, not to where even our imaginations couldn't answer, because you can't really answer certain questions. Like, did we really destroy the connection with the Hive? Who really knows? Except when the Dark Below expansion came out, basically told us what we just did in the previous missions meant nothing. I don't know. Anyways, that is the Dwemer, people of the deep, alright? If you guys are just not tuning in to missing out on the questions, after I talk about Destiny, we're going to talk about the answers of these questions. What year was Sprite created? Who were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles named after? And what was Marvel Comics Venom's most frequent host? Alright, now we're going to talk about Destiny, the Dark Below. Stories that don't make fucking sense. Okay, so we're just now beating the game, alright, where the XEO Stranger is saying, there's other things in the world, greater dangers left for us to go to. Oh, you will find out. This is the beginning. Just the beginning. Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay. Anyways, basically, let's break it down. The Hive consist of 3 different cultures and 3 different armies, types of armies. One of which is the Hidden Swarm. The Hidden Swarm lived on the outer skirts of their home fortress and of the moon. Basically, the Hidden Swarm, they are the outer defenses of the major Hive armies, and you can see them on Earth. You can see them there. They're basically, their job was to defend off any threats that might threaten the core of the Hive. Next was the Spawn of Crota. The Spawn of Crota were keepers of Crota's sword, the keepers of the Swarm Princes, the creators of the sword. Their job was to basically manufacture armies for the Hive and to keep the Hive alive, figuring out other ways to keep them alive, one of which was to devour the Guardian's light, which we found out later on. The Blood of Oryx was another culture. The descendants of Oryx, that's what they were. They were the descendants of Oryx. They were basically the priests of Oryx, that which Oryx would give them life and power, and what we fought in the Dark Below. We fought in the Dark Below. Now, to figure out the Hive, the Guardians had to go to the World's Grave. The World's Grave was the library of the Hive, all the knowledge of the Hive and all that, and that's where we found the Exio Stranger, where we first found her, and the Vex, including. Now, the World's Grave was a place where we found out that Rasputin, is, not Rasputin, blah, what am I talking about? The World's Grave was where we found out that the Hive was corrupting a piece of the Traveler and to charge up the Crota sword, which the Crota sword was the only recorded weapon to destroy the light of the Guardians, which it did millions of people, including Eris Morin, the sort of last surviving fire team member of the first assault on the Hellmouth's main Hive fortress. Some believe that she was corrupted. Some believe that, you know, she's good. There's a lot of speculations. Where she comes into play doesn't really make sense. Basically, this is what happened. Humans are in this game are just pussies, wimpy little fucking idiots. Because basically what happens is we go, let's send armies, badass armies of Guardians to the Hive Fortress so we can destroy it. Right, not even a year after that, they found out, oh shit, there's a god in here? Back out, back out, back out! It's too fucking late to do that. Now that the Guardians are stuck in there, Eris Morn's fire team was the last known fire team to be lost there and tortured. Beyond tortured, killed, massacred. Some of the Guardians were torn apart piece by piece from the Hive hatchlings to feed off of their light. This storyline right so far is very hectic, because what we did was through the connections we disconnected the Hive from their god Oryx and the champion, the Oryx champion Crota. No, we didn't. We actually made them stronger. By disconnecting the umbilical cord, Crota was able to expand even further across the universe with his Hive army. Eris Morn basically came here to tell us, you didn't do shit, and here's how you really defeat the Hive. Basically, I don't really know where that came from, or where it does come from. The storyline, basically Crota was created to defeat the Guardians, and the Guardians were created to defeat the darkness. So whichever came first, the chicken or the egg, I don't know. But you can't make us do missions. You can't make us kill people and do these things that mean something, and then come out with an expansion that pretty much takes away everything. Not mentioning, I'm sorry, but the Dark Below expansion with the new Crota raid, Crota's End, was horrible. It was a horribly designed puzzle raid that basically just a little walkthrough, a little tip for you guys. The beginning of the raid shows the darkness. The lamps will light up. Once you get there, it activates the lamp, and you only have a certain amount of time before the lamp explodes. If you actually jump on top of the lamps, if you're trying to solo it, you jump on top of the lamps, wait until they turn dark orange, jump off, use your double jump. If you're a hunter, triple jump away, trying to swing across to the next one, jump on top of that one, gain a little bit of light, so you can jump on top of the second one, wait for the process to repeat, rinse and repeat, and just keep doing that over and over again, and you'll beat it. And once you get to the end, you get to a rock. Try not to activate the lamp just yet. Try to build as much as you can as far as darkness. And there's going to be 2 ogres that are going to pop up. Try to hide yourself from them. If you're a hunter, you can turn invisible. If you're a wizard or whatever the fuck they're called, you can jump on top of the rocks even higher, or activate the lamp and jump on top of the lamp. Jump down. If you're a titan, you should have enough defense as far as your powers go to like with your barrier and all that shit to actually keep yourself alive. Then once the bridge is fully built, you're able to cross. That's basically how you do the first part. The second part's pretty easy too. All you gotta do is just make sure one person goes across, hides, and everyone else snipe, snipe, snipe. You're done. Now the third part is the race. Basically, once you pass this hallway, it starts a timer for the other side. The doors will slowly close, and once it slowly closes, you'll not get that chest. The chest does not consist of anything but whatever stupid shit that you can get by farming out the place. Whatever. Finally, the last place, finally the last place is the Chamber of Crota, which we get to fight a lot of different people and kill the wizards and blah blah blah. Basically, you just kill off all the hive in both the towers, and then you take out the hive in the center, and then you both go in, take out the I don't know what they're called, the little things that shine purple, kill those things, open up the gates, go in, kill off the girls like Speedy, just burn and burn, burn, burn and churn, burn and churn, burn and churn, and you're done. Crota is very easy. You don't even need the chalice for that. The chalice basically, while the fight is beginning, you can't regenerate your health. The chalice regenerates your health. If you take out the tower, left or right, depending on which way you go, depending on which way your sword guy's going to go, you can beat him in three tries with the sword. Slash, slash, bam, slash, slash, bam, slash, slash, bam, run. Come back, slash, slash, rinse, repeat 3 times, and you will be beating the whole fucking raid. Blah, 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 blah. Pretty cool, right? I guess? I don't know. Maybe so. The raid is kind of cool. It was really hard as far as getting people together, getting people competent enough to actually listen to other people. The raid was difficult, but as far as the storyline goes, there's a lot of stuff I'm missing out in the storyline because it really boggled my mind. Some of which was, the summoning pits, which was a strike mission. The summoning pits was this big giant ogre was summoning magic into him so that he can basically use this giant blast to destroy Earth. And we stopped him from doing that. When we stopped him from doing that, Crota just gathered all that energy and basically resurrected himself and resurrected his father Oryx. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make really much sense. How, why? There's a lot of religious factors into this game. Somebody needs to set me straight with the storyline because it really boggles my mind why you're doing this. But regardless. Anyways, a little bit of review of GTA and the new expansion that's come out for it. It's pretty badass. But you guys need to jump on in it. It's a lot easier. Also, if you guys are trying to look for some heists, there's a lot of people jumping online now to actually help you guys out with it. Machine Gun Ferg If you guys want to add him, he's very well known for getting stuff done and killing a lot of people. He also plays Rocket League, which a lot of people do. Yeah, he also plays various games like Elder Scrolls Online right now. He's always willing to help people out. He's bought like at least 10 people mounts already for the fucking game. So Asob102 is another person that you guys need to check out. Asob102, he plays Rocket League. He's always looking for some competitors to beat him. He's very good at the video game. Awesome at it. You know, he also plays Elder Scrolls Online and GTA. We're all looking for that. Hillbilly is also another person you want to check out. He plays GTA only and a little bit of Madden and NBA. So you gotta check that out. Thanks for watching this episode, guys. Now, as for the 3 questions, what year was Sprite created? If anybody guessed 1961, you're right. However, the Germans created Fanta Lemon Water, which was Sprite. First, they created it, and it was in 1988. Pretty cool. Who were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Named after the 4 Renaissance artists. All right, they were also created by that, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a really badass comic, and it became popular because of those notions of those 4 Renaissance artists. So that was actually pretty unique during that time. Who was from Marvel Comics? Venom's most frequent host was Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock took when Venom was unleashed from Spider-Man, when Spider-Man basically said, you know, I don't want you anymore, he went over to Eddie Brock. And Eddie Brock was already a vengeful, very powerful man as it is, and his mom just died of cancer, so he's feeling all this grief and anguish, and he's got this anger built in, and Venom senses that and basically takes over and becomes one of Spider-Man's most, you know, dangerous arch enemies. And just a little fun fact, Marvel Comics just wanted to redesign a new costume for Spider-Man, and within that new design birthed the Venom process. So it was kind of cool that they were not even trying to create a new enemy, they were just trying to create a new suit for Spider-Man, and thus creating Venom. Nowadays, Venom is no longer an alien, now he's an experiment. I don't know why they're doing that to him. They need to go back into the alien aspects of him, because he is in fact an alien. So I don't know. But Eddie Brock was his most frequent host, and towards the end of Eddie Brock's career, he himself was dying of cancer, just like his mom. Venom separated from him because he sensed this weakness. During the transformations and all this crap, he was cured by an unknown assailant, and in that curation, the Venom attacked him with a new host, Scorpion, and Venom saw that he revived himself and wanted Eddie Brock back. When Venom tried to latch on to Eddie, the medicine that cured Eddie Brock turned him into anti-Venom, a white and black Venom. So that was kind of cool. I don't like Destiny for a lot of reasons, guys. I don't like it because the storyline doesn't make sense. The gameplay is very limited. You can only go to one area and only explore maybe a couple miles out. It doesn't really give us too much within that area. There's not enough details into it. Yeah, it gives us a little place we can go into, like a little bunker we can go into that just opens up to another place. That's fantastic. That's great. I don't think that Destiny should make Destiny 2. I think they should actually make a different type of game, or a different game entirely. Just learn from your mistakes, Destiny, and if you are going to make Destiny 2, try to make it more expansive. We want a game to where we can explore. We don't want a game where we're limited. Also, we're paying for online. Playing PlayStation Plus. We're paying you guys. We're paying Sony. We're paying all these people money. We don't want to pay for another expansion, especially for a failed game. Right now, you guys just seem desperate in trying to find money and to fund y'all's games, which, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be part of it. I think you guys need to step it up a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that I am the greatest game maker or, the greatest critic in the world. I'm just basing off of what I've played in before. I've played first-person shooter games my whole life. I've played RPGs my whole life. And then when you put those two aspects together, I expect some exploration. I expect mass customization. I expect a little bit more races to pick from. And you didn't give us that. In fact, you gave us half-assed ideas from start to finish. And now you guys are making another expansion for your 10-year plan. I'm sorry, guys. Cut your losses. You guys need to create another game. Thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure you guys check out my Twitch channel. All right, Twitch channel, twitch.tv/killfuller. I want to talk about other discussions, other things. I want to talk about music, movies, games. Star Wars is coming out in December. What do you guys think about that? I'm gonna do a little report on that stuff. Oh, as far as GTA goes, GTA 6 is rumored to come out fairly soon, within I think 2020. I think it's going to come out. But it's going to have Liberty City in it, Vice City. It's going to have San Andreas is in it. It's going to have all the Grand Theft Autos that we've played and all the cities we've played in, all in it. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty big. It's going to be the biggest one yet. And they said they're going to put a lot of aspects into it. They're taking a lot of feedback from GTA 5, and they're going to put it directly into this. As far as I'm reading, though, it's going to be a lot geared towards online, which is no sweat off my back. I love online gameplay, and how expansive GTA has been since GTA 1 to 5. They presented a fantastic world for us to play in. So even though it's a lot of modern stuff, it's not really elf and orcs, it's still really fun to play. If you're an MMO RPG player, or if you're a first-person shooter, or hell, if you even like just to create chaos, this game is a game for you, and I really love it. I'm really in tune with it. Elder Scrolls is another fun game where it's very expansive. It's very, it's not like other Elder Scrolls to whether your decisions truly matter, but still you make decisions within the game that can matter. So they still bring in just a little bit of that aspect into the world. I really like it. I really dig it. All right. So if you guys really want to play with me, my name is Kill Fuller on PlayStation 4. I am always playing. You guys check me out on Twitch. I'll help you guys out, gear you guys up. I'll run you guys through some dungeons. I don't really give a fuck. Just contact me and follow me on Twitch. If I get 100 viewers, I'm holding a contest in September I'm going to give out 10 Star Wars movie tickets. All right, guys. I already gave out 3 movie tickets for Ant-Man. Woo! I'm going to get to see them with VIP passes, so can't wait for that. I even bought plane tickets for 2 of these people to come on by so that they can, visit with me and give me some pointers on what I could do better for you guys. I showed you guys some skin last episode, so if you guys really want to tune into that one, I talk about even more about Destiny, and this Destiny rant is the last Destiny rant I'm going to have. I am going to talk about in a couple more episodes of the next expansion, and each expansion comes out, I want to try to make sense of the storyline, try to connect the dots as much as I possibly can. If Jason James, the creator of Destiny, wants to talk to me on my show, I'm all for it. Defend yourself, buddy, because so far you're a very sloppy game maker. I'm sorry to say that, even though I pretty much am a sloppy game host. Save the whales. Yeah. So by all means, I'm not that great at making shows. I don't think I am that great at even being a Twitch user, but I love it, and I know I can make it work, and I know I can actually present myself as a funny way. I have the personality for it, apparently. So you guys are doing great. You guys are just awesome. All right, I love every single one of you. Mwah, 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 mwah. I want you guys to follow me, subscribe to me. You guys get cool ass shit for doing all this stuff. If I get 100 followers in September, by September, I'm giving out movie tickets for Star Wars. All right, guys. So I love you guys, every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much. I love you. All right. Bye-bye.